Hello everyone, I am currently working on a beginner set of videos for the Division 2, and there's going to be a playlist in the video description with all of these videos inside. So if you're a returning player, a new player to the game, you need some help with the game and you got loads of questions, hopefully that playlist is going to cover everything for you. This video today is specifically to talk about the watch in the Division 2, how best to level it up and why you want to level it up and things like that. It's one of the number one questions I get asked in my stream actually, is what's the fastest way to level up your watch? So, what is your Division 2 watch? This is something you get when you reach level 40. If you go into your build here, there is a watch in the top right-hand corner. If I just remove my cam there, you can see the icon, and it's a watch, and I'm currently watch level 7,850 on PC. And this is what your watch looks like when you click into it. You got 4 different nodes there, including a 5th one, scavenging. Now, this watch unlocks at level 40, so once you reach level 40 in-game, you can come to the Quartermaster at the base of operations, the White House, and he'll give you your watch and away you go. So what's your goal with your watch? Well, let's just quickly talk over that because it's very important that you level this watch up. I'm going to say as quick as possible really to get all of the benefits from it. Now, your first goal with it is to reach watch level 1000. Once you've reached 1000, you'll have all 4 of these nodes maxed out. And what these give you, there's offensive, defensive, handling, and utility. Under offensive, you're going to get weapon damage, headshot damage, critical hit chance, and critical hit damage. So that's very handy, of course. And then on the defensive, you're going to get total health, total armor, you'll get hazard protection, and you'll get explosive resistance. So these are just all boosting these stats. On the handling, it gives you accuracy, stability, ammo capacity, and reload speed. And then under utility, you're going to get skill repair, skill damage, skill duration, and skill haste. So each one of these attributes cap at 50. So you want to invest 50 watch levels into each one of these, and that equates to 800. But then you've also got to go through scavenging as well, which makes it 1000 in total to get everything maxed out. You'll start at offensive, and then you'll have to go to defensive, handling, scavenging, utility, and it keeps going around clockwise in a way every single time you use a watch level to invest in. Once you get to watch level 1000 and you've got everything maxed out, every watch level after 1000 is going to go into scavenging. You'll see I've got a nice 1142 points there to spend in scavenging when I want to. So how do you earn watch levels? We'll go a bit more over the scavenging in a moment because this is also very important, but how do you earn them? Well, watch levels are just levels. Simple as that. So as you're going up to level 40, once you get to level 40, you continue getting levels. It's called proficiency, and you'll get a field proficiency cache every single time you go up a watch level. And I think it takes, if you look at the screen here, you can see my progress to the current level or the next level there. So 7,851 is very, very close. It's 700,000 XP every level, and you can see your progress here. So you just want to earn that amount of XP to get your next level. Keep on earning XP, you'll keep on gaining levels. It's as simple as that. And you can earn XP throughout any activity in the game. It doesn't matter what you're doing, you're always earning XP. So when it comes to farming watch levels and focusing on that, you kind of want to focus the activities that give you the most XP. And there's a few things you can do for that. So I just want to talk over the fastest way to farm levels now, because this is what people want to know. You know, they want to get these watch levels very, very quickly. So what are the fastest ways? Now, there's a few projects you can do every week, and depending on how many characters you've got, you can take more advantage of this. But if you go on the projects from the map menu, there's a few in here that will award you good XP. The one that people like most is the weekly shade requisition project. With this, all you have to do is donate components, receiver components, protective fabric, steel, and carbon fiber, and this is going to give you one watch level. Not just that, you get an exotic cache as well. You get some season XP if you need some season XP, and you get a named item cache as well. So for a very easy watch level each week, you can go and complete this project, providing that you got the resources. And if you got multiple characters, well, you can do that on multiple characters to get a couple of watch levels each week. Now, the watch levels per character are shared, by the way. They're not separate. So if you do have 4 characters, those watch levels that you get are the same across all 4 characters. You don't need to grind the watch for 4 characters or anything like that. And the scavenging points are also shared across the characters. If you spend a scavenging point on one character, it's spent on the others. It's not like you can duplicate them in any way like you could previous. For people who have been playing this quite a few years, you used to have watch mules and things like that. That's a thing of the past now. Everything is shared across characters. The only thing that goes against this rule is if you have a hardcore character. Hardcore characters have their own watch. It's like a different account, and you do need to build up that watch level again on your hardcore character. If you do lose your hardcore character though and start a new one, you keep the progress that you had. So that's one way that you can get watch levels quite easily every single week. Now, the next thing really is you just got to grind. You got to farm. So I'm going to show you a way that I like to farm watch levels now. And you want to take advantage of XP events that go on throughout seasons. Now, what you want to do to get the fastest watch level farm is go to your map, go to global difficulty, and you want to set the difficulty to the highest that you're comfortable with. Now, I like heroic. If a heroic is too hard for you because you're quite new to the game, then just go challenging. But if you're comfortable with heroic, throw it on heroic and turn on as many directives as you want. Now, what directives are going to do is increase the XP gain by 25% per directive. So if you can go for all 5 directives, you're going to get a 125% XP gain. So it's up to you. Again, you want to make this efficient. You don't want to be dying all the time because that's not efficient. So set the difficulty to what you're comfortable with and what you can easily complete, because then it's going to be the most efficient way of doing it with the highest amount of XP. So once you've set the directives and you set the global difficulty, open world activities are the quickest way to gain watch levels, and there's 2 in particular you want to focus on. Now, I normally fast travel down here to Tidal Basin, and around this area, around the Washington Monument, there's normally quite a few activities stacked up. There's not right now. If I log out and log back in, it probably refresh them though. But what you're looking for is public executions and then propaganda broadcasts. These reward the most XP. Other activities as well also reward good XP, like resource convoy, and other activities that can pop up, like territory controls as well. But if looking at this territory control on screen now, it's an elite one. You can see that gives less XP than what this public execution gives. Public executions and propaganda broadcasts are quite quick to do as well, and they just reward the most XP. So I really do just focus on them. However, I'll generally just run around the open world completing any activity that I bump into. It's all easy XP. But yeah, if there's like a stretch of propaganda broadcasts or public executions that is 2 along here in East Mall, they're going to be great to just go to and do. And normally around this area, around Tidal Basin, you get a load of these popping off. I kind of just run around the area. By the time I've gone around every activity, they start spawning in again, and it's just a constant rotation. So it's a real good area to do it. But anywhere on the map will work. Just focus on these open world activities. Now, if you are quite new to the game, you might want to be a little bit less efficient to be more efficient, if that makes sense, because you're going to need a lot of things when you're just reaching level 40, including you want blueprints at your crafting station. So what you could also do is mix in control points. Make sure it's a minimum of challenging, so they're level 3, and you'll also be unlocking blueprints for your crafting station while you're getting watch levels as well. So you could do control points, you could do open world activities, and you could be working on watch levels and also blueprints at the same time. So I highly recommend to do that if you are quite newer to the game and you're still unlocking blueprints for your crafting station, because control points have a lot of blueprints on them. They also award a lot of XP for your watch. They just take longer to do than they would if it was a public execution. So if you have done all of your blueprints, you don't no longer need any blueprints to unlock on your crafting station, then just open world activities will be your fastest farm. Now, what you want to do is tie this in on XP events. Every single season, if you go into the seasonal menu and go into the events timeline, they will give you XP events. We just recently had one during the anniversary season where we had a ×5 XP event. On these events, you really want to focus them if you have the time, because you are going to get so many watch levels. They give you a cap of 1,000 that you can obtain with the 5 times XP. And to be honest with you, if you really really invest the time during one of these events, 1000 levels is not that hard to obtain. I believe a field propaganda or propaganda broadcast rather and a public execution, you get about 4 watch levels off one of those. Just one of those for 4 levels. It's insane. So you can really rack up the watch levels by doing that farm on a times 5 XP event, or sometimes they give you a times 3 XP event as well. They are real good. So keep an eye out for these throughout the seasons. When one of these are on, they normally last about a week. So take full advantage of them and you'll gain loads of watch levels in no time. That is the fastest way to farm them and the fastest way to get to watch level 1000. But what happens at 1000? Well, at 1000 we've already discussed how you've maxed your watch out. You still want to get it to 2000 to get all of the rewards from the watch. Every level past 1000 is still going to give you a health boost. So once you get up to level 2000 you get your maximum health boost, and then after 2000 all it does is change the I think there's a patch that evolves with your watch level, but also if you notice the hologram on my character's watch, that will grow all the way up to a watch level of 10,000. So there are some visual elements of obtaining a higher watch level all the way up to 10,000, but in terms of gains for your stats, 2000 is all that you need. However, you do get the scavenging points for every single watch level that you get, which is very handy. And this is why a lot of people continue to farm watch levels even if they're beyond watch level 10,000, because having a nice load of scavenging points is a huge benefit. And the reason for this is because when you go into scavenging, you can use these points to give yourself either cash, you can give yourself ceramics, polycarbonate, steel, carbon fiber, electronics, titanium, printer filament, shade calibration, or field recon data. These resources are very important. Printer filament is a great way to kind of farm your expertise and get items proficient. And then the other items you use for recalibrating gear, you use for crafting things at the crafting table. So having a lot of scavenging points enables you to refresh these materials. And by refreshing these materials, you can go about optimizing your builds or working on your expertise or using the things at the crafting station more. And yeah, very handy to have. I'll show you an example now if we go to the crafting station. So one of the things we can do over here is if we are short on some resources to expertise gear, we can go down to optimization and we can craft field recon data, we can craft shade calibration, we can craft any of these alloys that we may need, we can craft any of these faction assessment bundles that we may need. And what these use is like ceramics, titanium, printer filament, steel, carbon fibers. You can see where I'm going with this. As you're crafting these resources, because you might need these to optimize gear or you might need them for something else, you can then go into your scavenging points and you can replace the resources and you can keep on crafting them. So having a lot of scavenging points basically enables you to really farm other elements of the game when it comes to optimizing builds or when it comes to your expertise. So it's very handy to have, and this is important when you are getting further into the game and you're getting builds together that you know that you want to start expertise or you want to optimize. So when you got builds and you the lower rolls and you want to optimize these use resources that you're able to craft on that crafting station and then backfill with your scavenging points if needed, which enables you to get your max attributes a lot easier when optimizing their builds. And the same for when you're going to expertise your weapons. I got my St. Elmo's here all the way expertise level 30. There's got to be resources that you can be able to craft from the crafting station to get you to 30 and then backfill again with your scavenging points. So watch levels are very important. There's something that you're forever going to want to farm, and that is the best way to do it. And I think that's pretty much everything you need to know about the watch. It's what it's used for. You want to get the additional stats from the nodes, you want to get your health boost, and then you want to use scavenging points later on in the game to help optimization and expertise. So farming watch levels is important. It's an activity that you're going to be doing quite a lot. That's how I farm watch levels. I find that's the fastest way to farm watch levels with those open world activities, propaganda broadcasts, public executions, and just make sure you take advantage of those times 5 and times 3 events, because they really do help boost those levels. That's everything I think that you need to know about the watch though. So I hope I've covered everything. If not, do drop a comment down below and I'll reply when I can. But again, there's loads more videos that I'm making right now. We're just trying to get a nice beginner set of videos together in a 2026 beginner guide playlist. If there's any questions you have right now, that playlist should have you covered on everything you need to know right now on a Division 2. Go check it out. I'll link it out in the video description. But until next time, thank you for watching this and take care.